Afternoon again, guys. So I thought I'd put this one over on this channel because more information and getting things out to you guys, and want to make sure that everybody kind of sees both channels just in case one goes down again. You know, everybody knows both of them. So obviously I need to keep putting information up here so people go, oh, I didn't know this one was here too. So it's kind of ironic that I just posted a video over on Pinball Preparedness about communication and what happens, how your plans are to communicate in your mag and what you need to be doing, thinking about doing now. Well, SHTF seems to be getting closer and closer by the minute. All right. Well, over lunch today, it was kind of interesting. I was cruising around on the internet and looking to see what land costs were around, keeping an eye on the real estate market. And, a lot of, you guys ask me all the time, what's the prices on houses and land and things like that around me. And there's a lot of land for sale in Eastern Tennessee. So I kind of pay attention and, hey, who knows? And so I was looking at sites like Lands of America and, I don't even know what some of the other ones were, but different sites that are talking about selling just raw land, okay? And all of a sudden, I get a DNS error. Our service engineers have been notified. And so I went to a different site. Same thing, denial of service, denial of service, denial of service. I was like, and I said to Mrs. P, I said, this is interesting. I said, all of a sudden, all of the sites that list real estate, land, were all down all of a sudden. And this was about an hour and a half ago, say, somewhere thereabouts. And I had been looking on them, and then all of a sudden, poof, they just all disappeared. Well, I guess there was a huge hack that went on over the lunch hour here, to the point where there were some 32,000 websites worldwide that went down, okay? And this wasn't the websites for Joe's Garage, And I mean, I'll just give you an idea. This is how big this hack was, okay? Fidelity, FedEx, UPS, Airbnb, Home Depot, Southwest Airlines, Discover, US Bank, Costco, AT&T, Amazon, McDonald's, American Express, Capital One, PNC, Expedia, Walt Disney, Oracle, the MLB Network, Google, Santander Finance, EA Sports. I mean, they went after this denial of service attack, went after the big boys. All right. Now, again, we talked about just going through a couple of weeks ago, I think it's 2 weeks ago tomorrow, Cyber Polygon. What would happen? These hackers are getting more and more and more brazen and going after more and more and more big companies. A denial of service attack is not a, oh my God, the world's going to end, okay? But it's sure as hell a good practice to see where they can, what companies they can affect and bring it down. A lot of banks in here, guys, okay? Don't know if anybody looked at their bank account over the lunch hour and all of a sudden couldn't get in their bank account. I don't know if this affected ATM machines. It could have, okay? If the bank doesn't have access, I don't know if it's just their websites or if it was anything internal. But, people go in there and, gee, tomorrow's payday. What bills do I have due? What do I have in the bank account? Whatever it would be. And all of a sudden, you can't get into your bank account. Or you can't pay your bills. Let's say you wanted to go pay your phone bill or whatever it would be. It might freak you out a little bit. Now, imagine what happens if this is bigger, okay? Not that going after a Google, a Chase Manhattan, an Oracle is a small attack, but let's say it hits everything, okay? And you wake up tomorrow morning and we're in 1992 again, and there is no internet. Okay, you don't get to see my smiling face when you wake up in the morning. You can't pay your bills online. You can't, oh my God, I need directions on how to get to such and such. I need to pull a phone number. Okay, think about all the things that you use the internet for. Gee, I want to read a book. I need to buy something, whatever it would be. Okay, gone, poof, end of story, out, done, the end. That's what this stuff could be, okay? And I've said many times, the very first thing that will happen when the balloon is about to go up is communication will be cut off. That's the easiest thing to do. If they can cut off communication, that separates everybody, okay? No question whatsoever. And this kind of ties into the video that, before I even knew about this, that I was just recording, that's up on the main channel. So, just watch this stuff, guys. When you get these big hacks like this, and if you notice, we're seeing one about every week, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, one day it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit, they're practicing on McDonald's. They're practicing on the banks, okay? Okay, if not like I'm going to order a Big Mac online. I mean, I know you can do it. Order online and sit in parking spot 2 and we'll bring your food to you. Okay, yeah, big deal. Okay, every time I go around here, all those parking spots are empty. All right, not a big deal. But, my bank, yeah, that one's kind of important that I can access, my bank account. Or, I don't know, a couple of airlines on here, Delta, Southwest. Let's say you're traveling, you're trying to get home, and all of a sudden, poof, I don't know, my plane's canceled, or my plane's late, and I can't find anything. Banks are a big one. But imagine that the next denial of service is going to, I don't know, ComEd, PG&E, pick any electric utility, pick your gas company, okay? They just hit the phone companies and the banks. What I didn't notice on here were any utilities. Now, that if that hits you and all of a sudden the power does go out, let's say it's a little bit, bigger than a denial of service attack, okay? Let's say they actually get into the system. And I don't know, if you shut off the electricity to something, a subway system. Now everybody's stuck underground. A nuclear reactor. Now the cooling towers are no longer working. Sure, there's backups upon backups upon backups for all that sort of stuff. That's a good thing. Do you have backups upon backups upon backups? So, guys, pay attention to this. This is not, I'm assuming here, the government, okay? Because this wasn't just a U.S. thing. This was all over the world. So we can't say, oh, gee, it was, the 46 administration was trying to do that. Okay, that's conspiracy theory bullshit. Okay, probably find it on the channel I was talking about yesterday. He'll say somehow that, his sources, but, whatever, okay? This is hackers. Whether they're Russian, whether they're Chinese, whether they're Iranian, whether it's 2 kids sitting in their basement in Seattle, who knows, okay? But they're getting more brazen, guys. And every time they have success, think like a hacker here. Every time they have, well, hell, we were able to do that. What can we one-up ourselves with? What's the next challenge? What's the next challenge? Hey, let's see if we can hack NASA. I don't know. This is where it goes, guys. So, communication's going to be first. Have your backup comms ready, okay? Because there is going to be a day where, like I said, you're going to wake up and it's 1992 and there is no cell phone and there is no internet, or you had the brick phones back then, but there is going to be no internet. So just be ready, okay? This is going on real time right now, and it's important that you don't go, oh, gee, big deal. This is important that you pay attention to this stuff. All right. See you again. Pinball out.